All right, guys, so I'm Juan Rubio. A lot of you guys know me as the Wolf of Real Estate. So thank you guys for coming. Hopefully I could bring a little bit of knowledge to you guys. So like Noah was saying, today I'm going to speak a little bit more about mindset than anything else because I think it's extremely important. You know, those numbers, those type of things, everything we're talking about today, all that stuff you can really find online, you can find on Google, you can find on YouTube. But the mindset thing is just on another level, and there's a lot of people that, for example, when you get your real estate license, I mean, how easy is that test? You know, anybody with, you know, $1,000 in 3-4 weeks can get their license, but they don't teach you anything. You're literally out to the wolves and you don't know what you're doing, right? And so I knew from the beginning that I didn't even know how to write an offer when I already had a house under contract. And so I'm just gonna tell you guys a little bit about that story. So as soon as I got into the business, I realized there's so many people trying to learn and go to events and study and read and do all these things, but they're not even just going out and just, what's the first thing that, me as a realtor, I wanted to just go get a client to put an offer on a house so I can get paid, right? And pay my dad back the $2,000 I borrowed. So I was like, I went to my first open house, and you know, it took me 5-6 open houses to get something going. But I started getting clients, and little by little I realized that was my thing. And I think a lot of people focus on so many different things when they first get their license and when they're investors trying to do like multifamily, single family homes, commercials. There's so many different things you can do to invest. And you really just have to master just one thing, right? So as a realtor, I tried a little bit of everything. I tried door knocking, I tried cold calling, you know, and there's people here that are probably amazing at it. I'm not. My thing is networking, being face to face. So I'm like, it might take me a lot longer to make 100 connections in person, doing open houses rather than over the phone, but it's something that I love doing, right? And if it's doing something that I love, like Noah was saying, it doesn't feel like work to me. I can work 80-hour weeks and it just doesn't feel like work. It just feels like a lifestyle to me. And so when you make that level shift of I'm working to I'm just living my life, and every day in the morning, it's just something that I do, go on the MLS, look at the market, look at the hot sheet. It's a different level of tiredness that you never really get when you're from a 9-to-5 job, right? So I have a little bit of an acronym for you guys, and it's very easy. It's WOLF, right? And so the W stands for, I want you guys to wake up and be extremely passionate about everything that you do. I think everybody here on this panel, and if you even compare the top luxury agents, Ivan, Czar, Cameron, a lot of these big guys, they all are passionate about what they do. If you look at these guys, they love what they do. So if you don't really love real estate, try to find another avenue that does make you love what you do, because I personally believe that the only way for you to succeed and be that top 1% investor, realtor, is just doing that passion that you like doing. And so waking up and being passionate is extremely important. I would tell myself, even before I even close the deal, I'm the best realtor in Las Vegas. I find the best deals. I bring my clients so much money, and in return, that's gonna bring me money. And every single morning on my way to the office, on my way to showings, always giving your brain positive affirmations, just letting yourself know that you are the best, and eventually you're gonna believe it yourself. So that's the big one. 2 is O. So outwork your competition. And that was a big one for me. I don't know how many of you guys are realtors, but has anyone here done more than like 10 open houses in a row nonstop? Because I have. If I did not have a deal under contract, why would I be anywhere else? Any calls, anything I can do, I have a sign up, people are walking in, and I can work as I'm at the open house. So those would be my offices, and I would just sit there. What do most agents do? One open house on a Saturday, right? For how many hours? Maybe 11 to 2. I'd sit there from like 10 a.m. to like 6 in the afternoon every single day after day, no matter what, for 4 to 5 years to build the network that I built. And so people are always asking, well, open houses don't work, or this or that, or that's kind of old school. And it's like, how many open houses are you doing a week? 1, 2? What if you did an open house every single day, 10 days in a row? Do you not think that you might get one client? And so it's just the consistency of doing one thing. And then not only that, but overdoing so many open houses, I knew exactly what to say. Those people that would come in and not want to sign in, 3 years later, were begging for my number. I wouldn't even tell them to sign in. With everything I'm saying, I just built that skill that they would ask me for my information. And so when you do something consistently over time like that, it's definitely gonna pay off. So outworking your competition is extremely important. Like I said, all of these guys, we're all working 60, 70, 80-hour weeks, and it's a lot of work, but again, if it doesn't feel like work, it's just a lifestyle. And then the L is the luxury, which is why I'm up here. So it took me a really long time to, be a 27, 28-year-old and selling $2-3 million properties and doing $1 million flips. And everyone's always asking me, like, how did you break into that luxury market? And so back a couple years ago, you used to see me in H&M t-shirts. You'd never catch me in $1,000 Ferragamo shoes. You'd never catch me eating at Nobu. I didn't even like sushi back then, right? But over time, I realized I was really good at finding deals. I was really good at the networking. But a lot of people in the luxury business want to work with people who are just like them, right? And so I'm here in a 2011 Camaro wearing $5 H&M t-shirts, living in a condo, right? And I'm not very relatable to this luxury, demographic, right? And so once I started realizing, like, instead of maybe putting money into lead generation, what if I take these next 3 or 4 years and put that money into myself? What if I start going to these expensive restaurants? What if I start spending money, at these nightclubs where these people are at? What if I start wearing $1,000 shoes, and just really becoming luxury myself? And so now I live in a $2 million property. My G-Wagon's parked outside, and I'm wearing designer brand clothes, And I'm not saying go out there and do that now, because obviously it took me blood, sweat, tears, open houses in a row for 4 or 5 years to be able to get that money, to be able to do what I do and be comfortable with it. It wasn't like it was a stretch for me. At that time that I already bought those things, I had more than enough money than I knew what I was doing. So don't go and do that now, but it's definitely something you want to work towards if you want to be in that luxury market. And then the other thing is obviously reverse engineering. That is probably the most important thing. If you guys remember one thing, reverse engineer deals, like Nick has tons of deals that are $1 million deals. They're on the MLS, guys. You guys can literally go on there, see what he bought it for, what he did to the property, when it's closing. All this information's on the MLS if you guys are realtors, or even on Zillow sometimes, All this is public information. So if you guys, the Galindo Group, Oakley Brothers, there's so many realtors out there and investors that all these properties are just, all this information's out there. You just take the time to research it and work the deal backwards and see what it sold for, what it went under contract, how much of a discount they got, all those different things. And you do that day after day. Imagine reverse engineering 5 deals a day, right? Might take you maybe 30 minutes, just 5 a day, every single day for years. Imagine the level of knowledge you're gonna have 5 or 6 years down the line. You're gonna know the price per square foot in Red Rock Country Club, in Ascaya. Like right now, I know you could probably build $500 to $600 a square foot, buy a lot for $1 million or $2 million, and they sell for $1,000 to $1,200 a foot, right? But that's information that little by little you start knowing when you start reverse engineering the deals. So yeah, luxury is, obviously a big brand as far as almost becoming, a luxury person yourself. And once you get to that, you'll understand and be able to build rapport with these people that are at a higher level than the regular first-time home buyer. And then the last one is finding the deals. So for me, again, I call myself the wolf of real estate because I'm always hunting for the deals. So the biggest thing for me is finding those deals and hunting for them. And I realized that it's much easier to go and look for the deal first and use the deal as bait to then attract, right, the luxury clientele than it is for me to go after trying to follow all these, people that I don't even know yet. And so it's almost like honey, and the bees will come to you if you just get that honey and you just bring it out. And the bigger the deal, the more clients you're gonna get. And the space really isn't all that big, people talk. So once you start doing a couple deals and the deals are good deals, you're gonna be able to attract more of that clientele. So if you just focus on finding the deal itself, and the way I do it, I do a lot of MLS deals. Like right now, there's 10,500 houses on the market. Every day I tell myself, there is no way that out of these 10,000 houses, there's not one deal out there. Every single day, there has to be one deal out there good enough for a luxury buyer, to be able to buy that property.
That's the thing, guys. What he's talking about is mindset. 2 really important things I want you to tell you about. Mindset. He knows he's out there. It's going to happen. He's going to do it. Another thing he said is really important is the hardest thing to find is the deal. The money is easy. Money is easy to find. Like if I had a deal, hey Chris, I got a deal, I need $2 million, we're gonna make X amount of dollars. You in? Yeah, done. Money is easy. Deals are hard. Focus on the deals and bring the deal to the people. You'll find money. Money's out there. People they don't know what to do with their money because because of inflation, they're losing capital. Anyways, go ahead. They're losing.
No,
money.
yeah, no, 100%. He's extremely right. So even if you just want to get started, again, if you're looking for $200,000-$300,000 deals, why not look for the bigger ones too? And I know it's a little intimidating going after the custom homes, but again, through that studying and reverse engineering custom homes in specific neighborhoods, maybe just focus in one area, one neighborhood, and just become an expert in that one neighborhood. And then when a deal pops up on there, you're going to be that person to get it. And you might be a little bit more aggressive than everybody else because you know that area better than anyone else. So yeah, and then yeah, that's about it, guys. So
My man, that's really, really good. Thank you so much.
that's fine.
Also,